The energy thief nobody told you about. Dramatic version. Curiosity, gaps, every 10 to 15 seconds. She did not lose her energy overnight. That is the part nobody warns you about. It happened so slowly she almost did not notice. One morning, she woke up and realized she could not remember the last time she felt truly alive. Not tired, not burnt out, gone. Like someone had reached inside her and quietly turned off a light. And the cruelest part? Her doctor had an explanation ready. This is just part of getting older. She believed him. For 3 years, she believed him. And for 3 years, she kept shrinking, canceling plans, skipping things she used to love, disappearing from her own life. Until one day, she found out the truth. And the truth made her furious, because it was never aging. It was 3 very specific things happening inside her body. Things that have names. Things that have tests. And here is what is going to shock you. Things that are completely fixable, but only if someone connects the dots for you. And that is exactly what I am about to do. Stay with me, because what I am going to tell you in the next few minutes could be the most important thing you hear all year. And I am not saying that to get your attention. I am saying it because the third cause on this list, the one almost nobody talks about, is the one that is silently destroying the quality of life for millions of people right now. People who think they are simply getting old. People who are wrong. But first I need you to understand something. Something that explains why this keeps getting missed. Why good doctors with good intentions send people home with the wrong answer over and over again. It is not incompetence. It is something far more frustrating than that. These 3 causes are invisible on standard tests. Not because the tests are broken, but because most doctors are testing for the wrong thing in the wrong way. And there is one phrase that is responsible for more unnecessary suffering than almost anything else in modern medicine. 4 words that sound reassuring, but can be completely misleading. I will tell you what those 4 words are in just a moment. And once you hear them, you will never look at a lab result the same way again. But let us start at the beginning. Let us start with the one nobody suspects. There is a small gland sitting at the base of your throat right now, butterfly-shaped, about the size of a walnut. Most people go their entire lives without thinking about it. But this tiny gland is running your entire body behind the scenes. Your metabolism, your heart rate, your body temperature, your ability to think clearly. Your will to get out of bed in the morning is strong. Every single one of those things is being quietly controlled by this one gland. It is called the thyroid. And here is where it gets sinister. When the thyroid starts to fail, it does not fail dramatically. It does not send an alarm. It just slows down, gradually, almost invisibly. Like a dimmer switch being turned down so slowly, you never notice the room getting darker. Until one day, you look up and wonder why everything feels so heavy. Now here is the part that will make you angry if you have ever been told your thyroid is fine. Most doctors do run a thyroid test, but there are 2 completely different versions of thyroid failure. One that gets caught and one that gets missed. The one that gets missed has a name, subclinical hypothyroidism. And the reason it gets missed is those 4 words I mentioned earlier. The 4 words that are quietly failing millions of people every single day. Within normal range, your result comes back. The doctor glances at the number. It is technically inside the boundaries. So they move on. Case closed. But here is what they did not tell you. Normal range and optimal range are not the same thing. A thyroid sitting at the very bottom of normal is not the same as a thyroid functioning at its peak. And for people over 55, especially women, that gap between normal and optimal is often the entire explanation for the exhaustion they have been dragging around for years. So the next time you see a doctor, do not ask, "Is my thyroid normal?" Ask something far more powerful. Ask exactly where in the range your number falls. That one question has changed lives. It might change yours. But the thyroid is only the first piece. And honestly, it is not even the most surprising one. Because the second cause is something that is happening to your body right now, today, that your last blood test almost certainly missed. And the reason it missed it is going to blow your mind. After 55, your stomach quietly begins producing less acid. That sounds boring. It is not. Because that acid is the key that unlocks vitamin B12 from everything you eat. Less acid means less B12 absorbed. And this happens slowly, invisibly, year after year, while your energy disappears with it. But here is where it gets truly alarming. If you take medication for acid reflux, something millions of people over 55 do every single day, you are actively making this worse. If you take metformin for blood sugar, same story. Those medications are quietly accelerating a B12 depletion that could be the direct cause of your fatigue, your brain fog, your memory slips, and the tingling you sometimes feel in your hands and feet. And when your doctor finally tests your B12, here is the part that stopped me cold the first time I learned it. The standard blood test measures the B12 floating in your bloodstream, not the B12 inside your cells, where it actually does its job. By the time your blood level drops below the threshold on a standard test, your cells may have been starving for years, silently, invisibly, while every single day you woke up and told yourself you were just getting old. This is one of the most underdiagnosed causes of chronic fatigue in the world. And the fix is so simple, it almost feels unfair. A high-quality B12 supplement. Sometimes sublingual B12 is absorbed directly into the bloodstream. People who have been exhausted for years sometimes feel a noticeable difference within weeks. Not months, weeks. That is not aging. That is a missing nutrient. There is a difference. Now, I save the third one for last because this is the one that no one is talking about. And once you understand it, you are going to start seeing it everywhere. In yourself, in people you love, in the way our entire medical system is set up to completely miss it. You have heard of cortisol, stress hormone. Most people think it just spikes when you are anxious and goes away. But cortisol is not just about stress. Cortisol has a rhythm, a daily rhythm that is supposed to run your energy levels like clockwork. In a healthy body, cortisol surges in the morning. That is the signal that wakes you up, clears your head, and gives you the drive to start your day. Then it falls steadily through the afternoon and evening, so your body can wind down and sleep. That rhythm is everything. And after years of chronic stress, disrupted sleep, and the hormonal changes that come with aging, that rhythm quietly breaks. Some people wake up already bone dry. Cortisol never recovered overnight. Others feel bizarrely wired at midnight and completely empty by 9 in the morning. The whole system is running backwards. And here is the part that should make you furious. The way most doctors test for cortisol problems is completely inadequate for catching this. They draw blood at one point in the day, one snapshot. But a broken cortisol rhythm cannot be seen in a single snapshot. You need to measure it 4 times across a full day, morning, midday, evening, and night, to see the pattern. And almost no standard checkup does that, which means millions of people have a broken cortisol rhythm that is directly stealing their energy every single day. And they have been told they are just aging. Now here is the moment that I keep coming back to. The one that makes everything feel urgent and real. The patients who fix these things, who got the right tests, found the real answers, and addressed the actual causes, almost every single one of them said the same thing afterward. They said they had started to believe that the person they used to be was simply gone, that the energy, the drive, the presence, that those things had just aged away, that this tired, diminished version of themselves was the final version. They were wrong. They were not aging. They were running on empty for reasons that had names and solutions, and nobody had connected the dots for them until someone did. So let me connect them for you right now. Go to your doctor and ask for a full thyroid panel, not just TSH, but free T3 and free T4. Ask exactly where your numbers fall within the range, not just whether they are normal. Ask for a B12 level and ask specifically for a methylmalonic acid test, which is far more sensitive and can catch a deficiency years before a standard test flags it. And if anything about the cortisol rhythm story felt familiar to you, the wired nights, the empty mornings, the exhaustion that sleep does not fix, ask about a 4-point salivary cortisol test. Then do what you can do today. B12 supplementation is safe, inexpensive, and can start working within weeks. Fixing your sleep schedule, same bedtime, same wake time, every single day, including weekends, is the most powerful free intervention for cortisol rhythm that exists. Get outside within 30 minutes of waking. Natural morning light is a direct signal to your cortisol system to reset. These are not complicated. They are just things nobody told you. And finally, and I mean this with everything I have, stop accepting this is just aging as the end of the conversation. Push back. Ask for more. Demand specifics. A good doctor will not be offended. A good doctor will be glad you asked. Because here is the truth that this entire story comes down to. You did not lose yourself to age. In most cases, exhaustion like this is not the price of getting older. It is a signal, a symptom, a message from your body that something specific is wrong and something specific can be done about it. You deserve to know which category you are in. Go find out. And if this video made you think of someone, a parent, a partner, or a friend who has been slowly disappearing into exhaustion and calling it aging, send this to them right now, not later. Now, because they may have been waiting for exactly this without even knowing it. Subscribe if you want more of this. Turn on notifications, because the next video covers something just as hidden and just as fixable. And just like today, you are not going to want to hear it from anyone else first.